Hi guys, I am quite scared and worried to film this. This is probably going to be a long video, a long series. I got out of a very toxic relationship almost 2 years ago. I'm doing this series to raise awareness. I'm not doing it for any sympathy or anything. I'm simply doing it to raise awareness and get things off my mind, out of my head, away from my life. I just want to talk about all the things that have happened to me. This series is going to be called My Crazy Ex-Boyfriend, probably, and it will be in 5 parts. Each part will be a different topic. There will be the cheating, the lies, trust issues, the abuse, and the breakup. So if you're interested in hearing any of those topics, please keep watching. Some things I talk about are going to be very short, and some things are going to be in detail, like very long. So let's start with thinking of a name for my ex. Let's call him James. James and I were together since July 2011, and we broke up December 2014. So it was a pretty long relationship. Long enough for us to get to know each other very well and for things to change a lot. So today I will be talking about the cheating. This one's just gonna be a very short one. I looked on his phone one day, which was a miracle. I got to look at his phone. He had the Tinder app. So I asked him why he has the Tinder app, and he says it's just to mess with people. What is Tinder for? Dating, not messing with people. This is going to be a long one. He had a crush on a girl, let's call her Amy. James went back to his hometown for a few months, and in that hometown he met Amy because they went to the same school. And then when James came back to here, a few months after that, Amy moved down here as well. So they went to the same school, like we all went to the same school. And of course she was kind of nervous because she didn't know anyone, but she knew James. He was showing her around the school and introducing her to people, like what a normal nice person would do. Like if I was in that position, I would help people out as well. So I was completely fine with that. It's like, it's not a big deal that he knew someone from his hometown and he wants to show her around. After school one day, I walked to his house, not even telling him that I'm coming over. So I walked to his house and he wasn't home, but his mum was. So I asked her where he was going to be and when he was going to come home. She had no idea. And she said that she has to go pick his brother up from school. So I went with her, and then after we picked his brother up, we drove around for like 15 minutes looking for James. And we eventually find him walking with, what was her name? Amy. He was walking with Amy. So we pulled up next to them, and I said to James that I went to his house and I want him to come to his house because I had nothing else to do. But he looked me straight in the eye and just said, no, I'm going to Amy's house. So I just sat in the seat. My lips started like, what do you call it? Trembling. My lips started trembling, and I was about to cry, and then his mum saw that I was about to cry, and yeah, James just said, no, I'm going to her house, and that I should just go home. So he left, he went off with her to go to her house, so I just got taken home. And I went home and cried. So this is a serious thing, but if you see me smiling or laughing at something, don't point it out, because I'm just trying to make the light of the situation. I'm trying to keep myself happy. So shh. James and Amy had a class together, and I wasn't in that class, so they would always sit next to each other. They would draw on each other's pencil cases, which if you are a teenager and you have a crush on someone, you want to like touch their stuff and be near them to like as a way of flirting with them. So yeah, I see that as a way of flirting. If you're like touching each other's stuff, drawing on each other's pencil cases, writing each other's names on their things, and yeah, that's what they were doing. One night I stayed at his house, and the next day we wake up and he's like, let's go to Hungry Jack's for lunch. If you don't know what a Hungry Jack's is, it's pretty much an Australian version of Burger King. I kept saying to him, no, I don't want to go because you just want to see her. He kept saying no, he doesn't want to meet up with her. So we go there. 20 minutes later, I see her walking up the highway to Hungry Jack's, and turns out James says to me, yes, I messaged her to come hang out with us, to have lunch with us. He told me he only went to Hungry Jack's. He only wanted to go to Hungry Jack's to meet up with her. I feel like I'm going to be starting all these with, one day this happened, but seriously, one day, I was at home and I texted him saying to come over and watch a movie with us, and I had the whole family over and we were just having a lazy day and the house was trashed, and he comes over with Amy. He knew I didn't like her. I did not say, oh, bring your second girlfriend. I said, you come over, just you. So he comes over with her and watches a movie with the family, and it was so awkward. Mum could see them during the movie. They were on the opposite side of the room from each other, and they were texting each other and laughing. So we could just tell that they were talking to each other, and yeah, it made me feel so uncomfortable and so unloved. He brought her to my house when I didn't ask him to. This one's about a party. Parties never went well for me when I was with him. So we were both invited to my friend's party. He was only invited because he was my boyfriend, so yeah. But I had work that night, but I got kicked out of work, or I got sent home from work because I had purple hair. So I was like, oh cool, yep, going to a party. So I went to that party. James didn't know I was going to that party. I didn't tell him anything. So I'm at the party, and then about half an hour later, James shows up with his friend, and James is just so shocked that I'm there. No one really likes it. None of my friends liked him. They all hated his guts. He freaked out because he just wanted to spend time with Amy. Throughout the night, I just sculled my drinks. I got super drunk. I was sitting with my girlfriends on the deck, and he was out there with his friend and Amy in the yard, sitting on chairs around the fire. And I was like really drunk, and I think James could see that, so he thought, oh, Jazz is drunk, she's not going to notice anything. And Amy was also like super drunk. She was a lightweight. She had one sip of a can of alcohol and she got smashed. Like, she wasn't joking, she was actually smashed. So James got her to come over to him and sit on his lap, and then he was like holding her around her waist and like to keep her still or whatever. Yeah, for some reason I still went home with him that night and stayed at his house. The last one I will talk about relating to Amy. There was a party that he was invited to but I didn't go to. I will talk about this in a lot of detail in one of the other parts. Long story short, in this one, he slept with her in a tent. So on to the next girl. Let's call her Blondie. She is from New Zealand. We're in Australia, she's from New Zealand, and somehow James found her, and actually I think he found her in about 2012 on Skype, I think. I have no idea how he found her, but he fell for her really quickly, and from 2012 to probably today, he has always had feelings for her. He's always flirted with her on Skype. Hang on, I'm gonna get Phoenix. I have Phoenix with me now. I hope it's not too distracting. So on Skype with Blondie, I had his password, so I would look at his Skype conversations. He would talk so dirty to her. They would talk dirty to each other, like cyber sex or whatever. And I can't believe he did that. Like, I can't believe he would even talk to somebody like he did with her. It was so disgusting, and this went on for years. It probably still goes on today, like I said before. He would say to me that he only says those things to her because she says them to him first. That's not how relationships work. You don't even flirt with other girls when you're in a relationship. He would organize to meet with her. Like, she would fly to Australia and they would meet, and they would talk about the things that they would do to each other when they meet, which was also disgusting. And the last thing about her, he would always add her to our private Skype conversations. Like, if I want to talk to just him, I mean just him, but he would add her because I must have been boring or something. He admitted to liking both of these girls. He admitted to wanting to be with both of those girls. Anyway, that will be it for part 1. I thought it was going to be longer, but yeah, if you have anything to say in the comments, say it. I don't care if it's hate or someone like telling me their story. I want to read everything. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my videos, make sure to subscribe. Part 2 will be coming sometime soon. That will be about the lies that he has told me. Anyway, thank you for watching. It does mean a lot, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.